Okay, I have a new feature I think I'm going to do pretty regular now. Is like, what are the new grants available today, from the government that you could apply for? And it's all over the country. It's different, depending on where you live. But more importantly, is to show you the kinds of things that are out there, why they're changing every day, and why you have to realize that to really take advantage of it. You can't just assume, well, there's grants out there and I'll get it when I need it or whatever, or there's only one source. No, this is a moving target. And that's what I want to do. Yeah, and at the end of this, I'll show you the sources to be able to follow what's where you live. All of these programs may or may not be where you live, but they're the kinds of things you can look for where you live. And later on, I show you the sources to look if this is available for you. So it's really to show you things are happening all the time. There's more money coming out. And the local governments, federal governments, they can't spend this money fast enough. And it's sitting there being unused is really what it boils down to. And you'll see the programs I talk to. So I just went through, see, I monitor this every day. I do a Google alert. If you know how to do Google Alerts, you could do this and you put in grants or whatever you want. And I got about 7 topics I cover. So I went through those just for today. It took me a few hours, man. And to show you a sampling of what's today in government grants, that you could apply for, or government applications for personal grants. Okay, so this is government application for personal grants in the USA, and it's changing every day. So that's why you have to be on your toes to be able to take about it. Because as I say in the introduction here, is that they don't spend any money finding you. So you have to spend your time to find them. See, if you're looking for something from a private organization or a business, things like that, they spend money trying to find you. They spend a lot of money. Google gets all their money from people trying to sell you something. So they pay Google to find you. These people don't have money to advertise. So they're not spending any money to find you. You have to spend your time to find them. See, it's free. So it just takes time, and start learning the system. Now, here's one, $2.2 billion. Now, it just came available, $2.2 billion for renters, homeowners, businesses, and investors. Where is this? Okay, this is in Michigan, actually. So if you live in Michigan, you'll have the Department of Health and has money for food assistance if you need that. The Department of Labor is giving awards for rental assistance, utility payments, housing stability services, things like that. And these are people who are below average income, okay? And then they also have money for police. Gives money for police departments, because actually we have more crime now because of that. Now, here's another thing. A part of it is for investors. They're giving money for people to invest in businesses. Wow. I mean, who would have thought that there's something like this? And this whole report, I'll put in the description if you're not a member and you're watching this on YouTube. This whole report will be in there, so you could follow up on any of these if you want, because some are national. Like here's a national. Okay, $9,000 to pay for funerals. I mean, I've spoke about this once before, and this came up in the news recently again. I think it's in Kansas they're talking about it, that people don't realize they had very few people apply for this even. There's a lot of money here, so if you know somebody who's died, and lots of people have, so you could pay for funeral expenses, and that's all over the country. That's not just in Kansas. Okay, here's $21 million for rent assistance. And here's, they say, is the applications were lower than they expected. So this is in Atlanta. They're giving out $20-some million for rent assistance, and they didn't even have enough requests yet. They thought they'd have a lot more requests than they have. See, now, isn't that stupid? I know of people, because they're members of the Let's Go Help, that looking for rent money, and here's Atlanta trying to give it out, and they don't. See, because that's why you have to do the work to find them. Now, this is another interesting program. 46,000 children lost one or more both parents to COVID. Okay, so If that happens, there's programs to pay that child. Okay, and for the child to use for living expenses to keep growing. 50% of those children don't apply for it, or their guardians, whoever. Man, isn't that amazing? So you have 46,000 children who lost one or both parents to COVID, and half of them, and they're all eligible for this benefit, but they're not applying. Actually, that's data to past children. So 50, because they're to probably these 46,000, they just died in the last year, so maybe they haven't got a chance to apply. But only half the people eligible for this program are applying. 50%. I mean, isn't that amazing? I mean, you're in hard times and lost a loved one like that, and you don't know you could get this money. I mean, that's the story all over. Okay, here now, there's another thing that's all over the country. New rules make healthcare available for free for more people. More people are now, because of the Biden new pandemic grants, are available. You could get healthcare for free on Obamacare or healthcare.gov, and more people are enrolling, because of that. So free healthcare, and the income has gone up on who's eligible or not. So it's like more people are eligible to apply. So if you don't have health, or even if you have and you're paying out of pocket, go back to healthcare.gov and apply again and see, because the amount they give you to help pay for the premiums, that's gone up. The number of people that could get it all free has gone up. Okay, as federal grants for rent and mortgage, and cities are giving more away. See, that's the thing you have to watch, is what's going on at the city and your county and your state. Here, the mayor officials discuss financial support for housing assistance. Okay, Salt Lake City, they're going to have a whole bunch of money from the city for rental and mortgage assistance. Okay. How do you know? You don't, because they don't spend money to find you. You have to find them. Okay, Phoenix and others giving out more money for everyone in 2022. That's right, they have money now, and they're waiting to their 2022 budget to give it out. They got money in 2021 to give out money for people who can't pay the rent and everything, and they're waiting till next year. They have to go through the process. See, that's why when you hear about the stimulus and all this kind of stuff, man, it takes a while to get through the system, to get out there. So you can't go, oh, I heard about the stimulus, and you call a bunch of people and oh, no, we don't have anything. Right. But they will have it. That's what's important. You have to get out there and start banging away. See, I mean, that's the problem with the American Rescue Plan Act. I mean, that's the new one by Congress, and even the Trump one, they haven't spent that money yet. Boy, I mean, it's silly. I mean, because there's so many people that need it so much. Okay, here's in Phoenix. So that's what I'm talking about. Here, now, here's what's in the Phoenix package. It's for public health. It's for businesses that have been hurt. It's for housing. So they're going to have, even for housing repairs and to buy houses and things like that, $40 million. Workforce, this is help training for jobs in that. So, I mean, who would have known? So now you have $25 million in Phoenix, whatever. Mortgage assistance, $20 million, in mortgage assistance. And it's not there yet. My heart hurts when you think, okay, here's the money, here's the hurt, and we can't put them together. Oh, why is that so? Tell me, God. Actually, God, she doesn't talk to me much anymore. California gave out $60 million of the 5.2 billion available in rent. Okay, so California, you hear that? 60 million. That's not even $1 billion. They have $5 billion, and they only gave out 60 million. They have $5 billion to give out, and they only give out 60 million. Wow. Yeah. Oh, man, it hurts. Why is that happening? Well, if I knew that, I would have to make a living. Eviction moratorium is extended till January 1, 2022 in New Jersey. And that's if you make less than 80% of median income. So if the median income is probably in New Jersey, probably $70,000, $80,000. So that's about $50,000 or so. I don't know exactly, so check to make sure. And that's for New Jersey. So, but that's the kind of thing you got to look for your place. Okay, $20 million in grants up for grabs in Omaha. See, now here, Omaha, Nebraska, here's a $20 million. Who would have known that? And let's see, there's rental assistance available, but requests take time. You hear that? Requests take time. That's the problem. It takes time for the government to process this stuff. So you got to beat on them, call your elected official. You see the videos I did recently about using people use their elected official, get through. And that's it. Vermont voting on $25,000 grants and $30,000 zero interest loans for home repair. Wow. I mean, I get so many people calling about, hey, I need money for home repair. Well, here, Vermont, so that means other cities are going to do that, other counties, other states, and stuff like that. And this is today, or actually yesterday, the 22nd of June, just came out, okay? Georgia's giving $18 million for grants to pay rent and utilities. That's in Georgia under emergency housing. Nevada has $50 million available in rent grants. $50 million in rent grants in Nevada. Okay, there it is. Small town. Oh, this is interesting when I found that. A small town, Haynesville, Georgia, population 32,000. They're giving out $250,000 to small businesses and $100,000 in grants to families. Wow, they only have 30,000 people. So that's a lot of money there. So that's what it sounds small, but $10,000 for business grants are today available in New York. Okay, this is up in Watertown, New York. Received grants because of pandemic. You gotta check your local office. About what's there. $2,000 in small grants available to small businesses in a small Indiana town. I love writing that headline. This is a town in Indiana, that's giving out small grants, $2,000 a piece to small businesses. And here's small businesses in East Lansing get $2,500 a piece. That's for businesses downtown. Say, okay, you got a business, man. You got to check every office in your state, what they may or may not have. They're the people going to know because you have offices in every state whose job it is to help you with your business for free. They get grants to help your business succeed or start or whatever. Get a free rent for 1 year to open a business. This is a Buffalo. They're giving you 1 year free rent. So you want to start a business? Here it is. Talk to the people in Buffalo. They can be a whole rent free. That's probably your biggest expense in a business, right? It is your rent. So here you get rent free. So what kind of programs are where you live? That's what you want to know. Here's one. They're hiring counselors and tutors for students. They're hiring hundreds of people. Because students are far behind now because of the COVID and they're in trouble. So they're hiring people. They have $35 million to do this, this in this city. So that means not only Oklahoma, but other cities around the country are going to be doing this. So you want to look, hey, how can I be a tutor here? Or maybe you start up your own tutoring business because families who have the money are going to pay. That's another opportunity. See, things like this, you look for opportunities, man. New Jersey offers $2,000 per family for undocumented and excluded workers and $250 million for grants for businesses. This is a new program. Okay, because a lot of undocumented people, they're our neighbors, they're working, they have good jobs and contribute and everything, but they don't have what the government wants from to get the stimulus check from the IRS. So the state gives them a stimulus check, okay, $2,000. Then they also give more money to small businesses. Well, that's right. You don't know you can't imagine what they have until you start digging. And you have to dig to find out Mississippi leads the nation. This is interesting. The fastest growing state for income, like where incomes went up the biggest in all of the USA, is Mississippi. One of the poorest states in the United States had the fastest growing income. And why? Because of the relief checks, COVID. That's what COVID has done, okay? Now, what I have here is at the end here, if you go to free.lesco.com/free training, if you're not a member of Lesco Help, or download one of the reports on Let's Go Reports. You can get this free report, and it shows you for every state all the offices that are there to help you do research for free. These are mentors and things like this, about a dozen offices in every state that you could contact to do free. What I will charge you $20 a month for, they will do you for free, okay? And if you go to free.lesco.com/free training, you get a listing of that from there and some other program downloads that are all free there to help you with that. So that's just the grants for the day. Today's grants, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, kids, start applying. Talk to you later.